Hello, my name is Francisco Valdiosera. Among other things, I am an immigrant and I'm a first-generation college graduate. I want to take a few minutes of your time today to talk to you about a new school that will be starting. First, I want to talk to you a little bit about my background. I have a 20-year career in education in which I've been an educator, I've been a teacher, I've been an AVID coordinator, I've been a school administrator, and I've been a district administrator. I have a master's degree from Stanford University and a bachelor's degree also from Stanford University. When I came to Indianapolis, I obtained another master's degree in educational leadership from the EPPSP program, the Experiential program for preparing school principals. Some of the highlights in my career have been that when I went back to my alma mater, my old high school, I implemented the AVID program there. And through that program, we were able to increase the number of Latino students who participated in honors programs, but also in student government. When the whole charter school movement started up, I decided that I wanted to learn more about that, and I joined a charter school in San Jose, California, that was predominantly Latino. At this school, I learned about the importance of college readiness methodologies, and I implemented a college readiness course, and I continued to implement some culturally responsive practices at the school, like teaching Latin American studies at that school. Over time, my wife got a job offer here in Indianapolis through Eli Lilly, and we decided to come to Indianapolis. When we looked at the demographics of Indianapolis, we saw that the Latino population was growing here, and we decided that we could serve this community. And myself being an educator and my wife being an executive, we felt that we could add to this community. So I immediately started working at George Washington Community School, where the percentage of Latinos at the time was the highest of any school. Some goals and some accomplishments at that school were that at one point in time, we had 5 Latino valedictorians in a row at that school. And these were male valedictorians, male Latino valedictorians. Now that accomplishment belongs to them, of course. However, that does highlight the importance of Latino leadership and men of color in leadership positions, and how important that is to to young men of color. And so when I obtained my administrative credential and was an administrator, eventually I was the ESL director for Indianapolis Public Schools. There I served over 5,000 students. I had a staff of 150, and we made some great gains throughout the time that I was there in academic achievement for Latino students overall. So now, the Mind Trust started an Innovation Schools program where they attract leaders who want to start schools and who have a vision of education to start a school. And so I decided to apply, and I was blessed with this opportunity to be an Innovation School Fellow. So I want to tell you a little bit about that school. The school I propose is a Latino-focused, culturally responsive community school. And the 3 values of that school will be ganas, orgullo, and comunidad. I'll explain each one. The word ganas means perseverance, grit, gumption, determination. And one of the things that I've seen over time and that I experienced myself was that Latino parents have very high expectations for their students. Latino parents want their students, their children, to go to college. And that expectation is not always met by the schools they send their students to. One of the greatest gaps in education, achievement gaps, is actually an opportunity gap that a lot of low-income students have, in that they do not have access, not all of them, have access to high-quality teaching and great leadership. And so this lack of educational opportunity is what creates the achievement gap. In addition, oftentimes they also lack the access to college readiness methodologies such as AVID or things that help students, like the Upward Bound program, which I was a part of when I was in high school. What these methodologies do is they they equip students with the college readiness skills necessary to be successful in honors courses and in the advanced placement courses. And so what our school will do is have the first model will be, the first principle will be ganas, which is determination, perseverance. And that is high academic expectations, not just for the students, but also for the teachers, and having great quality teachers, great quality teaching. The second is orgullo, and that means pride. It is well documented now, and the research shows that culturally responsive pedagogies are very impactful in a positive way for student learning, for all students, but especially for Black and brown students. When students can see themselves in the curriculum, when they can see themselves and their accomplishments of their culture, this has a very positive impact on them, and it motivates them to do well. Combining culturally responsive practices with high expectations is a powerful way of ensuring that Latino and African American students achieve at higher levels. Third is comunidad, community. The community schools model of providing wraparound health and social services to students and families enables scholars to focus on actualizing their potential. Another one of these gaps that are prevalent in low-income communities is the lack of access to health and social services. And so when students go to school hungry, or they go to school worried about the things that are happening in their family or in their community, it does not allow them to focus fully on academic achievement. Therefore, creating a community school environment for students will allow them to focus on academic achievement. So this school that will have a focus on these three principles that are ganas, high academic achievement, orgullo, which is pride, and culturally responsive practices, and a community environment, a community schools model is going to ensure academic success of all students that come to the school. Because even though we are saying that the school will be Latino focused, I am also ensuring that it is culturally relevant, because not only Latino students will be coming to this school. Our schools are diverse in Indianapolis, and any student that comes to the class, any student that comes to the school will also feel valued and heard at the school, and their culture will be celebrated and respected, and they will have a greater understanding of not only themselves, have higher expectations of themselves, and then through community have that expectation of themselves to go back to the community and begin this cycle anew, or to go to another community and begin the cycle anew. So ganas, orgullo, and comunidad are enduring values, and they will be the values that will start this school. If anyone out there is interested in joining this endeavor and ensuring that we have access to greater educational opportunities for children, reach out to me or anyone at the Mind Trust. My fellow Cohort 7 members of the Mind Trust's Innovation Schools Fellows. We are four men of color that are starting schools in the Indianapolis area, and I would be very happy if you would find out about these opportunities that we have. I'm actually very excited about my fellow cohort members who are going to be doing great things in our community, and we are all men of color trying to provide that quality education for our students so that we can have a better Indianapolis.